Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
Okay, welcome back to the bright side once again. We're talking about fascinating fats. There's so much to talk about when it comes to fats, and especially when it comes to fats and skin health. The list of skin health issues that are linked to fats and essential fatty acids, fatty vitamins, vitamins D, E, A, and K include rashes, dry skin, eczema, psoriasis, and as we said yesterday, one of the biggest bummers of teenagehood as well as adults, and that's acne, breaking out. If you know a kid who's breaking out, or if you're breaking out, please recognize there is a major link to breakouts, pimple formation, zit formation, like all skin issues, to essential fatty acids or the lack thereof. A lot of folks are resistant to using essential fatty acids as if they're breaking out, if they have acne, the Ultimate EFAs and the Ultimate EFA Plus and other fatty acid supplements, because of their oily nature. It doesn't seem, it's almost like counterintuitive. Why would you take a fat if you have oily skin? Well, it turns out that EFAs play several major roles when it comes to the formation of pimples if you're dealing with acne. For one thing, because of the relationship fatty acids have to skin oils, or skin lipids, as dermatologists call them, sebum, without enough oils, without enough the correct essential fatty acid oils, particularly omega-6 oils, skin sebum becomes sticky and it's more likely to clog pores. It's more likely to stay on the surface of the skin, giving the skin a shine. So if you're dealing with oily skin, you don't want to stay away from EFAs. You want to start supplementing with EFAs, particularly the omega-6 essential fatty acids. Now, I know you hear from nutritionists that we get too many omega-6s and not omega-3s. It doesn't quite work that way, because even though we get the oils that contain, or should contain, the omega-6s, corn oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, soy oil, unfortunately, because of processing, we don't get them. So we end up EFA deficient, omega-6 deficient, even though we're getting the oils that should contain those omega-6s. If you're breaking out, if your skin is oily, chances are pretty good you're omega-6 deficient. Where do you get omega-6s? Well, you get them from foods, food oils. But why take a chance? If you're breaking out, get on the Ultimate EFAs. Get on the Ultimate EFA Plus. Now, second mechanism for EFA deficiency causing breakouts involves the outside parts of cells. Skin cells have a coating, like all cells. It's called a membrane. And that membrane is made up in large part of essential fatty acids. It's made up in large part of omega-6 essential fatty acids. Under deficiency conditions, you don't make healthy skin cells. Skin cells don't divide correctly. They don't grow correctly. They end up clogging pores. And in combination with the oil that's sticky from the EFA deficiency, you end up with a pimple. Then the skin bacteria that live on the skin, normally acne-causing bacteria that live on the skin, normally start to feed on these dead cells and on this oil, and bingo, you got your full-fledged acne pimple. But where does it start? It starts, in large part, from essential fatty acid deficiency. And then there's a third mechanism, and that's the inflammatory process. Under conditions of essential fatty acids, the inflammatory process is more likely to kick in. Under conditions of imbalances in omega-6s and omega-3s, the inflammatory process is more likely to kick in. In fact, anytime there is a long-term inflammatory issue, which means all chronic degenerative diseases, whether we're talking cancer, whether we're talking atherosclerosis and heart disease, whether we're talking diabetes, whether we're talking digestive issues, or whether we're talking skin health issues, acne, rosacea, psoriasis, any time there is a long-term chronic inflammatory condition that is not improving, you can assume essential fatty acids are involved. This inflammatory process that's in large part driven by EFA deficiency is the foundation of health or disease. The inflammatory process, the way we inflame, which is like a beaver's dam, as we've said so many times, inflammation is a protective response. It's in large part driven by a deficiency in essential fatty acids or an imbalance in those essential fatty acids. And this inflammatory process is the key building block that needs to be addressed if we're going to be healthy. Health is so simple, you guys. It is so tragic for anybody to have to deal with a chronic long-term degenerative disease. Heart disease is a classic example. You hear about cholesterol and heart disease. Do you know, cholesterol, to this day, cholesterol production in the liver has not been linked to heart disease. Oh, they'll tell you, oh yeah, we see cholesterol and plaques. That means if we stop the production in the liver, we're going to get better. No. The cholesterol is in the arteries, it's in the heart, because it's in the cardiovascular system because of inflammation. It's a protective response. Cholesterol ends up acting like a Band-Aid, protecting the cardiovascular system from inflammation. At its core, heart disease, the leading killer, the leading cause of death in this country and around the world is an inflammatory health condition. By the way, did you know essential fatty acids actually act like statin drugs? They're natural statin drugs. Does your doctor know that? EFAs act in the same fashion as statin drugs to suppress cholesterol production, but without toxicity. Without the toxicity of statins, without the toxicity of pharmacology. So if you're worried about cholesterol, that's just another reason to make sure that you get on your ultimate essential fatty acids. Health is so simple and it's so tragic that anybody has to be sick. We eat stuff gets in the blood. If the stuff is usable by the body's going to take advantage of it, either immediately or maybe stored for later use. If it's not, the body will eliminate it. And if it's a poison, the body will detoxify it. So that's pretty much it. The usable stuff is called nutrition, the non-usable stuff is fiber, and the poison is everything else. And that includes excess glucose and fructose, excess sugar, which is not obviously a problem under ordinary conditions, but in excess it acts like a toxic substance. If it's not nutrition, if it's not protein, fats, carbohydrates, minerals, good bacteria, phytonutrients, if it's not fiber or water, the body will see it as a poison that needs to be detoxified. And then to make matters worse, under conditions of nutritional deficiency, the body goes into survival state, it goes into emergency processing, and this makes it much harder for the body to build. And if we're not processing our foods correctly, even good foods can become toxic, and that's called leaky gut syndrome. Fortunately, the body's got an amazing detox system, and so for the most part, it works so efficiently, we don't even know we've been ingesting toxicity. We don't even know that we have a problem with leaky gut. But over the course of time, it can be overloaded, and that's when disease shows up. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and negative articles can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? ReputationDefender.com can help protect your good name. Get a free consultation now. Call 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from ReputationDefender.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com today.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
You've seen crazy diets to lose weight. At GCN Team, our healthy body weight loss system simply neutralizes the body, bringing down cravings. It has been proven that nutritional deficiencies drive appetite for carbs, sugars, and fats. Lose weight the easy way. Find us at GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. Fighting cravings is a fool's game. Give the body what it needs to be satisfied. Again, 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $7.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
All right, let's see here. From the journal Lipids and Health and Disease. Love this. Essential fatty acids and their metabolites could function as statin drugs and ACE enzyme inhibitors and antiarrhythmics and antihypertensives and antiatherosclerotics and anti-inflammatories and cell protectors and cardioprotective molecules, heart protective molecules. This is from a very highly regarded journal, Lipids and Health and Disease. Now, when was the last time a medical professional ever used essential fatty acids instead of a beta blocker, or instead of a calcium channel blocker, or instead of Motrin for that matter? EFAs act as anti-inflammatories. And inflammation is the foundation of all health and disease, or all disease, I should say. From the journal Current Alzheimer's Research, lipid-based diets effectively combat Alzheimer's disease. How do you like that? Did you catch the cover of Time magazine this week? Doctors are still looking for a magical cure for Alzheimer's disease. For all the money drug companies are spending on trying to find a drug for Alzheimer's disease, this is according to Time magazine, only one pill, only one pharmaceutical has come out that supposedly treats Alzheimer's disease. It doesn't even treat Alzheimer's disease. Makes you feel a little bit better. But it turns out that the ketogenic diet, which is associated with fats, and we're going to talk about the ketogenic diet tomorrow because there's a major link to short-chain fatty acids. Yesterday we talked about the short-chain fatty acids. There's a major relationship between the short-chain fatty acids and the ketogenic diet. Ketones come from vinegar. Did you know ketones come from apple cider vinegar? Did you know ketones come from butter? Between ketones, the ketogenic diet, between essential fatty acids, between your fatty vitamins, vitamins D, E, A, and K, so many of the things that we take for granted as parts of the aging process and as parts of the disease process can be reduced or eliminated. Inflammation is a protective mechanism. It's not a bad thing. It's this balance of inflammation and anti-inflammation that is the problem. And when we talk about inflammation, excessive inflammation, what we're really talking about is dirty blood. That's the key to everything. Behind all disease, you're going to find dirty blood. Cleaning the blood is the ultimate way to reduce any health challenge. The blood delivers energy. The blood produces energy. It doesn't just deliver energy, it actually produces energy. It delivers oxygen, it delivers nutrients, it removes toxicity, and as it's circulating around the body, it's actually generating an electrical charge. Red blood cells are the key to the movement of the circulatory system. When we talk about clogged and dirty blood, what we're really talking about is red blood cells that aren't able to move. Well, guess what? Red blood cells need essential fatty acids too. In fact, under conditions of essential fatty acids, red blood cells are likely to get sticky, likely to clog up. So in addition to the poisons that are in the blood that are slowing down the circulatory process, now you got to deal, if you're dealing with EFA deficiencies, you got to deal with defective cell membranes. In terms of the triangle of disease, the digestive system, the blood sugar system, and the adrenal thyroid complex, what we're really talking about is a lack of the blood's ability, or a reduction in the blood's ability to produce energy, to deliver energy. The blood is not delivering energy effectively. At the digestive system level, it's not gathering energy. It's not accumulating energy from food. It's not releasing energy from food. At the level of the blood sugar system, it's not storing and releasing energy. And at the level of the adrenal thyroid, it's not allocating energy correctly. And all of this is related to the blood and, to a certain extent, essential fatty acids. Nutrition works because it helps the body utilize energy. It helps the body gather energy. It helps the body store and release energy. And it helps the body allocate energy. You have your macronutrients. Your macronutrients act as logs on the fire. And you got your micronutrients that act as the magical pixie dust that activates the whole thing. And by the way, one of the best sources of fats, best sources of energy, in addition to fats, is carbs. And we beat up on carbs all the time, forgetting that carbs are the way nature stores its energy. And really, fats are a type of carbohydrate. Fats are an extra strength version of a carbohydrate. They're an extra strength carbohydrate. In whole foods, carbohydrates are an important component. And that means fats and that means sugars. But you got to have the micronutrients to use the energy from the fats and the sugars. Without the micronutrients, fats and sugars can be a problem. And this is where dysglycemia, this is where messed up blood sugar becomes a health issue. Messed up blood sugar is not so much about the carbs, but it's about the processed carbs that don't have the vitamins with them. You need carbs. You need vegetable carbs. You need vegetable sugars. The body depends on sugar for energy. Now, it can use ketones for energy. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But for the most part, the brain needs carbohydrates. The cells of the body need carbohydrates, but they need to have the nutrients with the carbohydrates. So it's not the carbs that are necessarily the problem. Over time, the effect of long-term sugar and fat ingestion without the B vitamins, without the chromium, without the selenium, without the vanadium, without your omega fatty acids, omega-3s and omega-6s, creates a burden on the body, and this is where we end up with diabetes, and this is where we end up with messed up blood sugar, i.e. dysglycemia. Diabetes was a death sentence at one time until they discovered insulin. People used to die when they had diabetes. The lives of an insulin diabetic was short. Many of them died in their 20s and 30s. These days, death from diabetes is more of a long-term issue. We can keep people alive. But if you factor in its relationship to heart disease, diabetes relationship to cancer, diabetes relationship to Alzheimer's, diabetes relationship to what's called metabolic syndrome, which is high blood pressure and kidney disease, among other things, Alzheimer's disease, it's a leading cause. It's the leading cause of death in this country. And there's a major relationship between inflammation and diabetes, which means there's a major relationship between fats and diabetes, and EFA deficiencies and diabetes. And even though EFAs don't directly affect blood sugar control, in the long term, EFA deficiency is going to affect the diabetic condition. Diabetes is just so common, and messed up blood sugar is just so common, we consider it routine. We consider it to be a normal part of aging. But I'm here to tell you, folks, not only is it not routine, and not only is it a serious problem, and you don't have to be diagnosed as a full-fledged diabetic, you can still have messed up blood sugar and still be dealing with the effects of messed up blood sugar without a diagnosis. But here's the thing. It's 100% preventable and 100% reversible. Diabetes is 100% preventable and reversible. I'm not here to beat up anybody about eating behavior. I'm not here to make anybody feel wrong about nutritional deficiencies or not being on a nutritional supplement program. But the fact of the matter is, if diabetes is a nutritional deficiency disease, if diabetes is an eating disease, and if diabetes is a leading cause of death, it doesn't make sense to simply control eating behavior and get on a good nutritional supplement program, and to make sure you're using essential fatty acid supplements like the Ultimate EFAs and Ultimate EFA Plus. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening. This is the good news about health and nutrition, about health challenges. If you're dealing with a health challenge, you don't need to be dealing with a health challenge. If you understand how nutrition works, if you understand how the body works, it's not that complicated, really. We're told it's complicated. We're encouraged to think it's complicated. We're encouraged to go outside ourselves. We're encouraged to go to authorities, doctors, medical experts. But we don't need medical experts. And the proof of the fact that we don't need medical experts is in the fact that we got more doctors per capita than any other country in the world, and we're the sickest country on the planet. We got more drugs and more expensive procedures and diagnostics than any other country in the world, and we're simultaneously the sickest country anywhere in the world. Clearly, there's something wrong, folks. And what's wrong, I would present, is that we've lost track of the simplicity the ease of getting healthy. As far as fats go, tomorrow we'll talk about the ketogenic diet, how important that can be for diabetics, how important that can be for folks dealing with Alzheimer's disease, how important that can be if you're trying to lose weight, how important that can be for muscle building. The ketogenic diet is a way of producing energy elements, energy chemicals called ketones, by not eating a lot of food and by making sure you're getting enough fat and by making sure you're getting enough protein and by making sure you're not eating a lot of refined sugars. We'll talk about that tomorrow as we continue talking about fats and skin health, fats and hormones, and fats and overall health on the bright side. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's take our first call of the day. Carl, the Truth Raider. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Good morning, Pharmacist Ben. Hey, I want to contribute to the conversation today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on?
Okay. Well, this may seem morose, but we need to talk about it anyway. It's something I've known for 10 or 15 years, but I just never got a chance to getting around to calling in and talking about it with you.
Yeah?
Well, our chemistry is such that depending on what we eat,
yes,
how it processes through the body, I found something quite I guess it's specific or intense, the intense process of digestion through the body. Say, for example, I'm guilty of this. I enjoy a nice, good cup of hot coffee in the morning. I make my own version of Starbucks coffee.
Okay.
So to speak.
Where are you going here, bro? I got a bunch of calls. Tell me what's the bottom line.
I use these creamers that are flavored like vanilla, French, and all these really nice mocha and caramel additives, the creamers. But if I have too much of it over a period of time, it processes and goes right down to the feet.
What does that mean, to your feet?
I'll get the deposits that come out through my feet.
I'm not understanding, Carl, the Truth Raider. You're confusing me here. You're saying the cream goes down to your feet?
Yes, it comes out of the body. If you have too much of something,
toxins through the feet,
itself through the body through diaphoresis.
Yeah, I've seen those foot pad things and foot bath things they use where the water gets real dirty when you sit in there. They run an electrical current through the water. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, 8 to 10 years ago I tried that. All I had was just yellow coming out when I used one of those. And other people would have sludge coming out of their feet.
Yeah, I've seen that. I haven't really investigated that too much, but I have seen it, and I've actually been kind of curious about it. Do you know any brand names or anything for that?
The Kanuki is called the Kanuki brand. I think that's
Kanuki?
I think so. I may be incorrect spelling, but it's called Kanuki.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do some research on that, and I'll talk about that here in the next few days because that is something that I've been intrigued about, and I never did follow up on it. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Appreciate it, Carl, the Truth Raider. All right, buddy, I got to move on. Have a good day, buddy. Thank you, Carl. Take care, man. All right, Mary in Michigan. Welcome to the bright side. What's going on?
Hi, Ben. I heard you say the other day something about someone in the some health guru and how he was taking his supplements and he wasn't taking them correctly. And I've been playing around with some things, but I have a very hard time digesting fat. Okay. And I take all the things that you tell me, that you tell us we should take to assist in the fat digestion. Is there a way to take them?
Yes, there is a way to take them. Now, what happens when you eat fats? You feel bloated and discomfort?
No, I get a pain between my shoulder blades, and I get terrible gas.
Okay. Have you had your gallbladder checked out?
Well, I have.
Do you have a gallbladder?
I have a gallbladder, and the walls of the gallbladder are thickened, and they told me that was from years of inflammation. Yeah,
you got a bile issue and a gallbladder issue, and maybe also a liver issue is what it sounds like to me, or maybe even a pancreas issue. Those are the major structures that are involved in fat metabolism: the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, and also to a certain extent the intestine, by the way. And it could be any of those systems. So here's a couple of ideas for you. First of all, grind up your fatty foods. Make it easier to process. Okay. Secondly, with all fatty foods, take lecithin. You know what that is? Lecithin?
Yes, I take that.
Are you already using lecithin? How much are you using?
Oh, I don't know. I was using the granules and taking like a heaping teaspoon.
That's good. That's good. That's plenty. And then are you using bile salts?
Yes.
Okay, extra bile salts and digestive enzymes.
Okay.
Are you using pancreatic enzymes?
Yes.
pancreatin?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sound like you're doing all the right things here. Okay.
Well, I'm wondering if I'm taking them correctly.
Well, no, you're taking them correctly. Are you acidifying?
Okay.
Are you using acid? Are you using something acidic like apple cider vinegar with your meals to activate your enzymes? Okay, then I'm suspecting you got a liver problem. I'm also suspecting that you're postmenopausal and maybe has some estrogen issues. All right.
Well,
Are you
I'm
using?
69, so I'm well past post.
Okay, gotcha. That's very common, by the way. As estrogen levels drop, fat metabolism tends to suffer, and this is somewhat common. And women who are postmenopausal are more susceptible to gallbladder issues and fat processing issues. So you may want to start using some hormone support. A couple of things, phytoestrogens. I don't know if you've heard of that term, phytoestrogens, plant estrogens, perhaps could help you. And then also, you get those from legumes. That's the best sources are legumes.
Okay, I eat a lot of beans. Okay.
Okay. Are you having problems with beans, or do you process your beans?
No, I really don't have any problem with beans.
Good for you. That's awesome. Then that's awesome. If you don't have problems with beans, they could definitely be good food. A lot of folks do have problems, but if you don't have problems with beans, those can be good foods. Also, those can be very good foods. Got a lot of nutrition there, and then also progesterone cream.
Yes, I do that.
You're using progesterone cream. You're doing everything,
yes.
And you're on the healthy start. You're on the healthy start pack, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what else are you taking? What other supplements are you using?
Well, let's see. I take choline.
That's awesome. Taurine. Are you using taurine and glycine?
Taurine, yes, I am. Yes,
okay.
I don't know about the glycine. I know I'm taking the taurine.
Yeah, then here's what you got to do. It sounds to me that like you're doing okay with the manufacturing of the bile and the production of the bile. I'm guessing that you got some kind of liver issue going on, and that means that if you have a liver issue going on, then you're going to want to start to work with the digestive system in terms of food elimination, the elimination diet, and that means doing a food diary, keeping a good record of everything you eat and your digestive symptomology associated with those foods, and then starting to eliminate foods. You may be having a problem that's not related to fats, that's related to foods, food toxins and food allergens. The second thing you might want to do, if you're not already doing it, is make sure you're using the probiotics, good bacteria, which you probably are, and then and then eating fermented foods with your fatty foods.
Right. With them. Okay.
With them together, the fatty foods and the fermented foods together. So as you're eating your fats, chew on a little kimchi or a little sauerkraut or something like that, and that may help. There's acids in the fermented foods that can also help with fat digestion. You want to hang on? If you can hang on, we'll finish up when we come back from our break. And if you're on hold, we'll get to you as well. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're talking to Mary in Michigan. 844-236-6010 is our number. Hey, Mary, you there?
Yeah.
All right, here's the dealio. You're doing everything. It sounds like from a nutritional standpoint, you're doing everything you need to do to be building bile and to help you to be processing your foods correctly in terms of digestive enzymes and probiotics, etc. But here's the thing about bile. In addition to helping your body process fats, that's one of bile's main roles, bile's also important for clearing out toxins, especially toxic estrogens. And so if you have a liver issue or your body's not processing estrogen correctly, I'm assuming you're not on prescription drugs. No. But if you are on prescription drugs, bile's responsible for clearing out those prescription drugs. Also, if you have some kind of food toxin or food allergens, things that aren't getting processed correctly in terms of foods that you're eating, that's going to clog up the bile as well. In fact, gallbladder issues in general, and cholesterol issues for that matter, stones, I should say, are usually associated with clogged up, sticky bile. Much like the blood gets clogged up, the bile gets clogged up as well. So you may want to practice an intermittent fast. In addition to the things I was telling you about the elimination diet and looking for food toxins and food allergens, you may want to do some intermittent fasting and see if when you start eating again, your ability to process those fats improves as you gradually clear out the bile through things like caloric restriction and intermittent fasting. And then last but not least, and I'm going to let you go because I got a bunch of calls here, don't necessarily assume that it's the fats that are causing the problem. It could also be perhaps some kind of sugars that are causing the problem as well. So it sounds like you do have a fat issue, but you want to clear out other food allergens or food toxins as a source of the pain or the source of this discomfort by doing the elimination diet and by doing a food diary, and then also making sure that you're cleaning out your bile, doing all the strategies for cleaning out your bile. But other than that, it sounds like you're doing everything correctly.
Well, by taking bile, is that keeping my body from my gallbladder from pushing the bile out, or
No.
is it okay?
No,
And-
you're
and
not
should I
taking you're taking bile salts.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not the same thing. Okay.
No, not the same thing.
All right. And should I take that before I start eating, or after, or what?
You want to take it with your meals.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, good deal. Thanks for your call, Mayor. Appreciate it. All right, Justin in Oklahoma. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, doing good. What I was wondering is my son, he's 15 years old, and he's been diagnosed ADHD, and he's got ODD. And then this last year they said that he may have a touch of Tourette's. We've got him on Intuitive, Concerta, and Prozac. I hate prescriptions.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm not a fan of them.
All right, let's help you out here, okay? First of all, when you say ODD, are you talking about what they call oppositional defiance disorder?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. You're the first guy I've heard tell me that somebody was diagnosed that way. I mean, I've heard of it, but never actually heard somebody was diagnosed with that. Oppositional defiance disorder is one of my favorite psychiatric disorders in terms of its. I don't mean to make light of the problem, but really what it is it's defined as a resistance to authority, right? That's what your kid has. Well, a lot of us have that. You don't have to have a psychological diagnosis of a disease to have a resistance to authority. But anyway, that's kind of just an interesting little aside. Here's the deal with ADD and ADHD. And I'm always a little bit hesitant to talk about mental and emotional kinds of things from a nutritional standpoint because you got to deal with the emotional aspects of this. Many times ADD kids are just really curious and haven't had their energy channeled in the correct fashion. Over the course of time, that can lead to problems with depression. If you don't have an outlet for your curiosity and you're constantly squelched, your curiosity is constantly squelched, that can lead to depression, especially with little kids who don't know that they're not at fault, who blame themselves. So I'm always a little bit hesitant to use nutrition to treat an emotional or mental kind of issue. But that having been said, there are some nutritional deficiencies that can lead to these kinds of problems, particularly in the B vitamins. So the B vitamins are used up by sugar. So the more sugar we eat, the more likely we'll be to be B vitamin deficient. In addition, the B vitamins are water soluble, so they're urinated out quickly. And if you're not replacing them, it's again very easy to become deficient in these vitamins. You can think of the B vitamins as the brain vitamins. And so make sure that the kid is on the B vitamins, especially after he eats. In fact, everybody should be using the B vitamins with meals and after meals because the B vitamins help us process energy from foods, and deficiencies are common. They help us process sugar from foods, and deficiencies are common. Where are you going to get your Bs? Well, you can get them from veggies. That's one of the best sources. You can get them from eggs. That's another good source. Liver is a good source. But use the BTT, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. With all meals, have your kid use the BTT. What's his name, by the way? Your son. Chance? Have him use the Beyond Tangy Tangerine with meals, also first thing in the morning. If he's eating things like Pop-Tarts and sweet cereals and fruit juices and Coke, that's going to make matters much worse. And it can cause, these kinds of foods can cause a drop in blood sugar that can exacerbate issues with depression. Interestingly, the Bs are not only the brain vitamins, they're also blood sugar vitamins. So using the Bs will also help him process blood sugar. Zinc is a must-have for the brain, for teenagers, for children, even for adults. And zinc is also involved in sugar metabolism. So get the kid on 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate. Another thing is omega-3 fatty acids. Again, very, very important for the brain. I didn't get a chance yesterday to talk about the highly electrical nature of the omega-3s. We talked about the electrical nature of the omega-6s, but the omega-3s are even more electrical. They got 3 double bonds. Yesterday we talked about double bonds, how the omega-6s have 2 double bonds. That makes them really electrical. Well, the 3s, which are much harder to find and much more likely to be deficient, we are much more likely to be deficient in, are super important for brain health and for the health of the entire nervous system and the health of the eyes too. So making sure he's getting enough omega-3s, it's very unlikely that if he's not supplementing, it's very unlikely he's getting enough omega-3s. You can get omega-3s from fish. You can get omega-3s from eggs. You can get omega-3s from good dairy. But the best way to get your omega-3s is from the Ultimate EFAs. Have him do 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules in the evening. If he has any issues processing those fats, have him use those with digestive enzymes. And then, of course, the Healthy Start Pack, that just will give him his mighty 90 essential nutrients. If he has a problem with sugar, this is the last thing, Justin, if he has a problem with sugar or weaning himself off of sugar, get him on more protein. Kids are growing, so they're burning through protein. Under deficiencies of protein, when we're low on protein, we're going to crave sugar. So if he has a problem weaning off of bread or pasta or these foods that spike his blood sugar and then cause a subsequent hypo or low blood sugar condition, have him use more protein, and especially things like whey protein if he can handle those, handle that, and then also an amino acid called glutamine, Glutamine, which is super important for sugar metabolism, immune system, muscle building, brain health, and all, not sugar, I don't say sugar metabolism, but for sugar cravings, as well as muscle building and the immune system and liver health and a whole bunch of other things. You can get glutamine powder at a health food store. Use half a teaspoonful a day. Just put it in water. It doesn't have any taste. Or you can mix it in with a whey protein smoothie. That's how I do mine. All right, Justin, I got to motivate. Thank you so much for your call, bro. Hope we helped you out. Carlos in Florida, welcome to the bright side. What's going on? Carlos. Hello. Hey, Carlos. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? I just, I've been taking the BTT. I don't take it every day, but when I do, my first pee is
orange.
Like highlighter orange. Yeah,
it's highlighter orange. That doesn't. It just that's some of the B vitamins that are coming out. One in particular, vitamin B2, riboflavin. If you ever heard that term, riboflavin means yellow body, and that gives the BTT its characteristic color. So you probably are excreting a little riboflavin. Nothing to worry about.
Oh, all right. How's
okay. All right. No, I can see you'd be concerned. I'd be concerned too if I didn't know. Thanks for your call, bro. Have a good day, man. All right, Justin in Canada, you get the last word. What's going on? Justin. Hello, Justin. Did I get the button here for Justin? Justin, you there? Hey, Justin. We got Justin. What's going on? Did we lose Justin?
Jason, maybe.
I'm sorry, Jason. My bad. No, what's going on, Jason?
No problem.
What's
Quick
going
question. I know you're almost out of time. My son is 5 years old. Went to a speech therapist for his slur and his snoring. She suggested we go back to the pediatrician and take a look at his adenoids. So apparently we had the X-ray. He has an enlarged adenoid. So they put him on monotazone.
Well, here's the deal. The adenoids are part of the lymphatic system. That means his lymph is clogged. The lymph is your waste management system. It's how the body eliminates poisons. Anytime there's an issue with the tonsils or the adenoids or really the lymph in general, you're looking at some kind of toxin that's getting into the circulatory system. Almost always it has to do with foods and dairy in particular. If he's a milk drinker, have him stop the milk. It could be gluten, it could be grains, but it's definitely, the first thing you want to do is approach the diet. Also get him on good bacteria, probiotics. How old is your kid?
5.
5?
They have him on the steroid monotazone.
That's unfortunate. That's not going to help. So if you could call me tomorrow, we could finish up, Jason. There's more to talk about, but we're just out of time. Probiotics. Don't forget good bacteria. Folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Tomorrow, ketogenic diet and how to use ketones for Alzheimer's and diabetes. We'll be back at you with more good health information tomorrow. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful day. Take care, folks. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria, which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you have the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533.
Pharmacist Ben Fuchs knows the importance of proper digestion.
Make sure you take a look at the Ultimate Enzyme product. They're made with bile salts and fat digestion enzymes and protein digestive enzymes. And not only do the Ultimate Enzymes give you obvious benefits for digestion, but they can also help keep your blood flowing through your circulatory system. As most of you probably know by now, thick, sludgy, clotting blood is a serious risk factor for heart disease and stroke. Clearly, inappropriate and excessive blood clotting is a major health issue, and thick, sludgy blood is not just about heart health either. Sludgy blood can compromise oxygenation and nutrient delivery to all your cells and tissues and organs, and ultimately lead to almost any health issue you can name.
Concerned about proper digestion and heart health? Order Ultimate Enzymes by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470, or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, LibertyOnCall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to LibertyOnCall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's LibertyOnCall.org.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Ben Fuchs is a registered pharmacist who has been using nutritional supplementation like medicines for decades, seeing tremendous health benefits. That's why he drinks Pollen Burst from Youngevity's complete line of nutritional supplements.
Pollen Burst has got the B vitamins in there, and the B vitamins are so fascinating because most people are going to be deficient in the B vitamins because they're rapidly processed out of food. So if you're eating foods that are cooked, if you're eating foods that are frozen, if you're eating foods that are prepared in any way, you're going to be deficient in these B vitamins. And the B vitamins work on the parts of the body that move the fastest: the brain, the heart, the skin, and the digestive system. Those are the four systems that respond rapidly to the B vitamins.
To feel changes in your body's fast-moving systems, order Youngevity's Pollen Burst by calling 877-551-1301. That's 877-551-1301, or on the web at InfoWarsTeam.com. That's InfoWarsTeam.com.
Attention citizens. This man has received national attention for accurately predicting every major financial trend, including the market crash of 2008. His name is Harry Dent. And in his newly released book, he is making even bigger and bolder predictions that have the potential to devastate the world economy and your personal wealth. You can get a free copy of Harry Dent's bestseller, The Demographic Cliff, containing never-before-published information by simply visiting www.harrydentresearch.com. Again, that's www.harrydentresearch.com.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.